It is a brand new season of the EPSL, Week 1, Season 8, with a rematch of the Conference Championship game. Bit of a revamped look for St. John Bosco, and of course, your defending EPSL champions open their season at home. Modern-day Monarchs obviously looking to do what very few teams have done, only one in the EPSL, go back-to-back, opening in the all-crimson. Obviously one of the most highly anticipated matchups of this Week 1 slate. We've had some good ones already, obviously expecting a great one today. We are underway here in Santa Ana. St. John Bosco will start with the football. You will see a familiar face under center for the Braves today. Dante Reese coming over from St. Francis this offseason, set to make his St. John Bosco debut in 2 games against Mater Dei. He is 0-2. But now in his sophomore season, a new young core around him, and this is a team that a lot of people very excited for as they get things started with a 1-yard rush on first down. Dalen Sparks now in his junior year, and that's, I think, the interesting thing about this team, this Mater Dei team, is just how long this core of players has stayed together. Not a ton of turnover in this roster. Early third down here for Reese and the Braves, 3rd and 5. Keeping this core together has meant a lot to this team's success as Reese unloads for Nathan Noble. We'll see where they mark him. They're going to say he's a yard short, so an early 3 and out. Senior free safety Avery Curtis on the spot. We've seen him do that many times in his storied Mater Dei career. Curtis, one of many players on this roster that has spent all 4 years with the Monarchs. So now the Mater Dei offense set to take over. This young man coming off of a championship season under center, Sean Bowe, in his final year in a Monarch uniform, and obviously we'll see how he goes out, but a lot to be excited for this Mater Dei team. The first down passes complete to Forwick on the sideline. He picks up 8 right away. Bit of a new scheme for the Mater Dei Monarch offense. We were talking to their coaching staff before this game, and they said they wanted to play to their quarterback's strengths, but also, you know, with a few of these transfers that they brought in the offseason, they want to prioritize being able to get them the ball in space. So something of a change-up scheme-wise. We'll see some new things today as Sean Bowe rushes for a first down there, and Mater Dei now in an offset I. 3rd play action in a row. This one complete underneath. I believe that's the backup tight end. Gain of 4. So a couple of play actions early there, and obviously this team was run first a season ago with Drew Berry in the backfield. They target the running back there. It's Jacob Williams, a familiar name if you've been watching Mater Dei football for a while. He picks up a first down there out of the backfield reception. Stretching out to get it, and that would be a familiar sight. He's a former wide receiver corner. Worked out at running back in the offseason, and the Mater Dei coaching staff loved what they saw from him, decided to give him a chance as the team's starting running back. Bowe over the middle looking for Forwick. Contested incompletion there. Nice defense from the St. John Bosco secondary. Makes it 2nd and 10. Still not a rush attempt so far in this game as Bowe finds Forwick once more. That one a gain of 5. Yet to target the freshman offensive player of the year, Mikey Carter. One of 2 really big offseason additions in him and Caden Grouts, the tight end. And they look for him here on 3rd and 5. They find Grouts for the first down. Grouts obviously has just dominated from the tight end position the second that he came in the league, and he delivers a first down reception there. Opening drive for Mater Dei looking pretty promising Back to this offset eye, the first rush attempt for Jacob Williams, and he's got space on the toss. First down and more, it's a gain of 13. Now from the 6-yard line, it's a condensed bunch left single back set for Sean Bowe. He will hand off to Williams, running through contact up to the 4-yard line. We'll say the 3-yard line, I apologize. Obviously, Sean Bowe, a long time ago, former St. John Bosco Brave, along with Jacob Williams, and he's going to take it himself and fumble here on the read option. Doesn't hurt him too badly there. Luckily, they had a man jump on it, but a big missed opportunity for the Braves defense backed up in their own end here. 3rd and goal from the 8. That was Morgan that forced the fumble. Looked like the read option just took too long to develop. Sean Bowe puts it on the turf. They've got lucky to have this 3rd and goal opportunity here. From the gun. Pressure comes right away. The ball comes out again. 2nd fumble in as many plays. This one is recovered by MC Hammer of the St. John Bosco defense. So something of an unfortunate series of events there for Mater Dei in a drive that looked very promising. Back-to-back fumbles. One of them recovered by the offense. This one obviously recovered by the defense. And that opening drive does not hurt St. John Bosco. Reese to throw here on 1st down. That one broken up and incomplete. So pretty promising opening drive for Mater Dei, just to be turned away at the last second there. Fumble recovered by the defense. That's huge for this St. John Bosco team that won 2 games against Mater Dei in the regular season last year. Ended up dropping the conference championship at home to the Monarchs. So something of a revenge game, and we will see these 2 teams match up once again in week 3. Interested to see how that one goes. Almost intercepted there. That one over the head of Reese's running back and almost into the arms of a Defensive Player of the Year candidate from a year ago in Anthony Roberson. This is going to be a screen, pretty successful screen there to make it 3rd and 1 for Phillips. They'll go to the gun here on 3rd and 1. Interesting choice. They will pick up the 1st down. Tackle made by Webb and Jamison. And every time these 2 teams play, it just feels like it's anyone's ball game. It just feels like such a close game, and similar offensive styles a year ago, and you can see they both changed it up a little bit. Actually, is a phenomenal tackle in the backfield there by Coleman, the transfer corner from San Marcos, making his presence felt early with a tackle for loss here in the 1st quarter. That is one area Mater Dei wanted to upgrade, and they felt like they did in the defensive secondary. Just helping out Jamison and Curtis and Johnson, all these guys that have been holding down the secondary for so long, giving them some support with Webb and Coleman. Big 1st down reception there for St. John Bosco, and Reese has 53 yards in the 1st quarter. That completion to Higgins, I believe that's the tight end. So taking advantage of the fumble in their defensive end. Now deep in Mater Dei territory from the 28-yard line, just a minute left in this 1st quarter. A couple of teams still feeling each other out. Reese complete underneath to Jakari Wilson, an All-American from the season ago. Make it 2nd and 2 after an 8-yard pickup. That brings them right on the edge of the red zone. Nathan Noble has had a few catches early in this game. Return motion. Warbles is chasing Phillips in the backfield, and he will get to him. The senior defensive end. Feels like this entire roster is senior players that have just been together since the beginning. That will take us to the end of one, no score. So both teams with a promising drive. Obviously Mater Dei is ending with a turnover. 3rd and 3 here for St. John Bosco. It's Reese to Noble underneath. That connection has looked good early. Nathan Noble picks up a first down to the 16. So now we'll get a look at this red zone offense for St. John Bosco. Reese all by himself, empty set. Completes underneath to Wilson, who is met by Coleman and Roberson quickly. That is a gain of 5. Inching ever closer. Every yard is important. Reese now under center. He will give to Phillips, who is lit up. Losing 1, making it 3rd and 6. So the Mater Dei defense trying to get a stop in their own end. Pressure comes from Mater Dei. Reese does deliver to Noble, broken up. That makes it 4th and 6, but the blitz came out pretty hot there from Mater Dei. That was a lot of pressure coming right at Dante Reese. He did a good job just getting that ball out of there. Unlikely to gain the first down yardage even if it was completed, but they do cash in on a field goal. No flag on the field goal attempt there, as looked like Caden Johnson got a piece of the kicker, but that does make it 3-0 for the Braves. St. John Bosco goes up by a field goal, and there is a fumble on the kickoff return recovered by St. John Bosco, so the Mater Dei offense will stay on the sideline. Dante Reese right back to it from the 25, so within scoring distance surely for St. John Bosco. He's going to check this one down to Phillips, who steps out of bounds for fear of colliding with Jamison, the senior cornerback 1 on this team. Reese now checks it down to Phillips once again with the screen. Phillips bullied away from the line to gain, and that'll make it 3rd and 3. Mater Dei defense, quick turnaround, obviously called upon pretty soon after that field goal from St. John Bosco. Sparks up the middle, and he gets home in a hurry. Records the sack. Obviously, that young man also on the cusp of being a finalist for the Defensive Player of the Year. Just missed the cut, but a big play there to keep this to a 1-score game for the Mater Dei defense. A pair of St. John Bosco field goals, and we have not seen the Mater Dei offense touch the field since early first quarter. So far, 3 fumbles for Mater Dei between their offense and special teams. We'll see if there's another one here. Kick returner manages to retain possession. So the Mater Dei offense back to work. They likely feel somewhat fortunate to do so, as they haven't seen any action in quite some time. Still, the yardage totals similar. The Mater Dei defense doing their job, backed up in the shadow of their own goalposts. Here's a give to Williams off the left edge, and he's going to take this one down the sideline. Got some space there. Williams trying to pick up right where Drew Berry left off a season ago, just, obviously winning every award that you can in a season did Drew Berry. MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, national champion. Not sure there's much more you can do from any position, really, but certainly a historic season, and he will be missed on this offense. Jacob Williams doing his best to fill in. Another play action for this Mater Dei offense, and Bo finds Williams for a first down. Nice job on the play action there, waiting for your running back to release, let the play develop a little bit. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs now in Bosco territory. From the 36, it's Bo from the gun. He delivers too tall over the middle. There was some heat on that football, and it just missed everybody. So 2nd and 10 now. Mater Dei in Bosco territory. Both of their drives so far today. This is a draw to Williams, who does a nice job just making something happen, picking up 4. It makes it 3rd and better than 10. 3rd and 5 on their opening drive. We saw them target routes from his tight end spot. We'll see if they do that here. Williams motions out. Empty set. Bo a little bit panicked over the middle, but he completes that one to Mikey Carter, and we were wondering when we were going to hear from him. His first reception of the game comes in a big spot here in the second quarter. Nice job holding on to that ball through contact. And a good job by this St. John Bosco secondary here early in this game just to hang with these weapons of modern day. Another give to Williams. He's got plenty of space. He is having himself a first half averaging 10 yards a carry. Already 60 yards on just 6 carries. So Williams coming over from his wide receiver corner spot, excuse me. We could tell he was excited about this opportunity, and Bo going to complete this one underneath to Ty Collins, the third string receiver for just a couple. Makes it 2nd and goal, and this is obviously a tough down for an offense when you get 1st and goal from as far away from the goal line as you could be on a 1st and goal. 1st and goal from the 10. Here's 2nd and goal from the 8. This one underneath to Forwick. Tracy Forwick stood up on the 1-yard line. He almost finds the end zone, and almost wonder if this is quarterback sneak territory on the goal line from the 1-yard line. Bo does keep, and the first modern day touchdown of the season is a quarterback sneak. That play, such a high percentage play in those 3rd and 1, 4th and inches scenarios. Modern day is going to take the lead here, manage to hold on to the football, manage to score a touchdown. Pending the extra point, they will have a 1-point advantage. St. John Bosco 2 field goals, modern day 1 touchdown in just about 2 quarters of football. It's going quick now. Clock management, very important, obviously, with modern day receiving the second half kickoff. Both of these teams know how important an opening week win is, but it's not all important. Obviously, this is every game you want to win, especially a division game like this one, but week 1, still very much time left in the season to figure things out if there are glaring problems on the offense or defense. Nice run by Phillips there on 1st down, picks up 5, so they stick with the run. Nearing the 2-minute warning does Bosco. Now into the empty set for Reese. Over the middle, all gas, no brakes. That was a missile just out of reach of his receiver to make it 3rd and 5. Now Reese, pocket collapses. It's Pierce Jr., another senior leader on this defense. It feels like the entire defense is senior players who have been here for 4 years. That's one of them right there. Pierce Jr. records his first sack of the season. First game of his senior season. So a lot of firsts for these seniors, and it's a big senior class, one of the biggest certainly that this team has ever had. Williams going to receive the punt with just over 2 minutes, and I mean just 2 minutes and 1 second left in the half. So modern day with a chance to double dip before, on this drive and the first drive of the 3rd quarter, if they can manage the clock well. Up by just 1. They start with a give to Williams, and why not? He has had a productive afternoon. Stopped at the line of scrimmage there. That takes us to the 2-minute warning. We'll see how the tempo changes for modern day with under 2 minutes. Still plenty of timeouts for both teams. This is a lot more time on the clock than we're letting on. And that one, Bo was targeting a wide open Mikey Carter and just missed him. Threw it at his feet. That makes it 3rd and 10, so big opportunity here for St. John Bosco if they can get a stop. Bo complete to Williams, short of the line to gain. St. John Bosco is going to have another chance before half. Timeout comes in for them, just down 1. That miss to Mikey Carter, that was a big one, just right at his feet as he broke open. Results in a modern day punt. It's a big opportunity to keep this game right where St. John Bosco wants it. They start on the ground. Phillips, plenty of room. Up to the 35-yard line. Clock continues to run. You can see why they wanted to go to the ground there. They must have seen something that they liked. Took advantage of it. Reese to throw, and that one again just off the mark. Some inconsistency accuracy-wise from both of these quarterbacks. One of them a senior, one of them, of course, in his sophomore season, so something of an age difference. But once the game gets sped up the way it has, sometimes it's hard to slow it down in your mind. That one almost intercepted by Jamison. Reese has gotten away with a few throws here, one of them earlier to Roberson, and that one dropped by Jamison. He drops back to pass here under pressure from Coleman. Does a nice job to deliver. The drive continues for St. John Bosco. Reese from the gun. He's got a man. It's Jakari Wilson who beat Jamison, and Jamison chases him down before he can score the touchdown. But he just beat Jamison off the line, and obviously that's two All-Americans going at it. Jakari Wilson gets the better of him there. Out of the 2-yard line. Some intrigue before half here, and this is a handoff to Phillips. Mater Dei calls a timeout, trying to preserve as much time as they can for their offense if this does end up being a St. John Bosco touchdown. 2nd and goal from the 6. Very interesting final minute. Nathan Noble going to motion over. Reese immediately under pressure looking for Wilson. Just can't connect. So now a massive 3rd and goal. That was Warbles screaming in from the edge there, unblocked. From the 6. 3rd and goal, and we will see. This is a big down for both teams. Jamison lines up off sides, and that looked to be that is I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That actually results in the drive staying alive for St. John Bosco. Reese with a wide open man just can't connect. There was no one covering the running back there. It was what an interesting series of events. You have Jamison line up in the St. John Bosco backfield, obviously a little bit confused about his position in space. No one covering the St. John Bosco running back in the end zone. Reese misses him. And they do get a field goal to regain the lead, but just an absolutely crazy series of events here. You can tell it's week 1. Both of these teams with a couple of miscues on that drive alone, but 44 seconds and a timeout for Mater Dei, so we'll see what they can do before half. Obviously, any points would be huge, but you've got some weapons. Now's your chance to go downfield to them. They're going to start with an RPO to Grouts, and he breaks a tackle. Almost took that the distance. He had one man to beat. Grouts obviously just a threat from anywhere on the field. Now 40 seconds from their own 42. Bo just tries to get this one out quickly to Williams, who pretty athletic catch there. You can see the receiver in him coming out. And that looks to be a screen that is incomplete, just really quick pressure. This St. John Bosco defensive line, one of the best in the country last year, and they're showing it today. 3rd and 7. Bo finds Williams once again, who shakes off a player, goes backwards, and they will rule this a 4th down. Just an absolutely absurd series of events there. Had the 1st down. Ended up breaking about 2 or 3 tackles, and by the time it was all said and done, did not have the 1st down anymore. So another punt, and a beautiful one at that, down to the 4-yard line. So it looks like St. John Bosco, barring anything miraculous, will go into the half with a 2-point lead over Mater Dei, 9-7. I don't think anyone saw this score coming. Obviously, division games will always be close, but we're going to start with a little swing there to Jakari Wilson. Nice job actually getting the ball out quick, getting a little bit of room between yourself and the goal line, not using too much time, getting out of bounds. Still the one timeout for St. John Bosco. This time they will hand it off, and that ends in a tackle for loss. So Phillips having a tough time getting going. That will likely take us to the half. St. John Bosco up 2. Nope, we have one more play. Phillips gains a first down, so that'll help out the yards per carry a little bit, but Mater Dei goes to the half down 2 at home in this rematch of the conference championship. Anybody's ball game. A lot of football left in this second half. Couple of good defenses doing battle here in Santa Ana. Week 1 action. Certainly been no shortage of fun. This guy right here, Jacob Williams, having himself a pretty good day, both receiving and running. Helping out the game in a lot of ways, but this Mater Dei pass game has looked good. Obviously that one drive they did not finish due to a fumble. Starting to hurt them just a little bit. Don't want to look too far back in these games, but Williams picks up 2 on the first down carry. So 2nd and 8 now. And this drive, obviously you want it to end in points. You want to regain the lead, but big momentum for both teams as Bo goes over the middle to Grouts. Grouts breaks away. We'll see if he can beat the defensive back. He can, and that is why they brought him over in the offseason. Caden Grouts making his Mater Dei debut in dominant fashion. You can't cover him with a linebacker because he'll just run away from him. He sure did there. Breakaway touchdown here to start the third quarter for Mater Dei. And in 2 seasons as a tight end, Grouts has led the league from that position in receiving yardage. Off to a great start this year and a much-needed touchdown for Mater Dei on that drive. They regain the lead now 14-9. Mater Dei defense yet to give up a touchdown. A couple of field goals for Dante Reese and the St. John Bosco Braves. Tough stretch of games actually to start the year for Mater Dei. Obviously they will play Centennial next week. 15-1 team, first round exit from a season ago, but still a team that I think a lot of people and the team themselves likely expected much more, looking for retribution this year. When Parks makes a nice play in the open field, tackle for loss. That's another one of those guys that has been here for 4 years, gotten better every single year. Big tackle for loss there. 2nd and 11 now for Reese. Their Noble return motion. Noble's been one of his favorite targets. Now it's Phillips on the edge. Makes a move on Coleman. Picks up 8. Lucky that Mater Dei even got a tackle there on the perimeter of the defense. 3rd and 2. It's Reese to throw. Coleman coming on pressure again. Roberson steps up and delivers a hit on Dante Reese. Reese obviously just trying to get that first down yardage. Roberson right there waiting for him. My goodness, Dante Reese. About 1.5 yards short after the hit from Roberson. So the ball goes back to Mater Dei. Fair catch called by Williams. And it's back to work for the Mater Dei offense. This is a huge drive to try and extend that lead. You had a quick touchdown on your opening drive. You follow that up with points here. That goes a long way towards putting you in the driver's seat for this game. Now from the 21-yard line, Bo gets rid of this one quickly to Mikey Carter. Picks up just a few yards. Obviously just trying to get him the ball in space any way they can. That pass a little bit off the mark there. Still brought down. Bo downfield looking for Carter again. Incomplete. These two have been trying to find that magic, and obviously week 1 still just trying to feel each other out a little bit. trying to get the rhythm together, but they're certainly targeting him as part of this outstanding offseason they had. Caden Grotz is all alone. How did that happen? I think Sean Bowe was just as surprised as the rest of us here in the booth. He went to pull that down, and Caden Grotz was standing on his own. A huge field flipping play, followed up by a nice tackle by Mercado in the backfield. Williams losing 3. Empty set here, so it's been the Caden Grotz show here in the third quarter. Empty set from the 33. Bowe with time finds Williams, just trying to get some of that yardage back for third down. He does pick up 6. They go back to the empty here. Obviously, with the speed of Mikey Carter and Forwick and Grotz, spread out this defense as best you can. Sean Bowe going to pull this one down. He's got a lane up the middle of this defense, and he picks up the first down to the 13. Mater Dei trying to establish a 2-score lead. That is the benefit of, having a quarterback who his forte is not running, but you spread the defense out in an empty set like that, give him a lane, he'll find it. Bowe out quickly once again to Carter, just trying to get him to turn upfield. If he can turn upfield and make a move, that is a touchdown for Mater Dei. But a gain of 5. Nice start to the drive here. Now a 3 tight end set on 2nd and 5 from the 8-yard line. They'll give to Williams up the middle, and he is in. I was going to say, if he's not in, he is close. First rushing touchdown for Jacob Williams of the year. Thanks in large part to that massive reception from Caden Grotz, and Mater Dei in this third quarter outscoring St. John Bosco 14-0 so far. The 21-9 advantage. And I think if you're Dante Reese, it's starting to get a little eerie, because in both of his games against Mater Dei last year as a member of the St. Francis Academy Panthers, he scored 9 total points. One of them Mater Dei scored 31, and the other one Mater Dei scored 34. But a total of 9 points for Dante Reese both times, and now I'm sure that's not in his mind. That's for us in the booth to talk about, but just 9 total points so far in this one. Now from the 32, it's a give to Phillips. Jamison, Sparks, and others in the backfield. Well, they'll say he did get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Phillips breaking tackles, turning something, making something out of nothing. Third and 3, very important third down for St. John Bosco. Reese out quickly and complete. This 2 tight end system has worked well for them in this game. Reese with another completion underneath to Phillips. And now they're putting something together, driving the football just about to midfield. Play action here for Reese over the middle, big catch. That one brought in by Jakari Wilson. And that's another win for him against Jamison today. He has won that battle so far. Jamison obviously with monumental effort a few drives ago to make that tackle to save a touchdown, and it did end up saving Mater Dei 4 points. So a much bigger play than people might have realized in the moment. And that is a tall order. Jamison to cover Jakari Wilson all game. Reese steps up and delivers complete. Same guy, Jakari Wilson, with an athletic catch, brings it in. Down to the 22 now. Reese pulls it down, and he is going to run. Thought he was going to get to the goal line there. 1st and goal from the 8. A touchdown massively helps out Bosco's chances here. It's a big carry for Dante Reese. We'll give to Phillips, and he is stormed in the backfield. Sparks and Parks and someone else that I didn't actually see the jersey number, but there was a lot of red back there. Second and goal after losing a yard now from the 9 for St. John Bosco. Reese complete underneath. It is a touchdown, so the 9-point total will not hold. It's Gerard Higgins. Very important touchdown catch there, and Coleman just trailing him in coverage, trying to undercut that route, over pursued a little bit. So we again have a one-score ball game. St. John Bosco refusing to go away as we near the end of the third quarter. We knew this one would be close, and it remains so. Just 5 points separating these two teams with playoff aspirations in the EPSL. Mater Dei up 5. Even a field goal will go a long way towards making that feel a little bit more comfortable. Back to work for Sean Bowe. He's got 231 yards passing and a touchdown to Caden Grouts. Likely trying to get another one here. Now I'd be looking for Mikey Carter. This one's actually complete to Ty Collins, the third string receiver. Almost a first down gain there on first down. 2nd and inches, empty set. That will bring us to the end of 3. 5 points in between these two teams. Something tells me it will be a close finish, so stick around for the final quarter of action in week 1. Trips left for Mater Dei on 2nd and inches. We'll see if they want to take a shot. Bowe keeps actually on the read option. Decides not to slide despite 2 fumbles. Does pick up the first down, but it makes you nervous when you see him pull it down like that after how the start to this game went for him. It is a first down. They go under center now from the 43. Monarchs trying to widen this gap just a little bit. Give to Williams. Good for a couple, but this defense, St. John Bosco, fighting to stay in it here. 2nd and 7, just shy of midfield. Play action. Pressure coming. Sean Bowe looking for Grouts, and it was busy there in the middle of the field. Kind of congested there in traffic. Incomplete. 3rd and 7 from the gun. Bowe going up top. Dropping one in. Complete. Johnson in coverage on Collins, and that will make it 4th and 7. Punt team on for Mater Dei. So now Bosco with a chance to take the lead here at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Go from being down 2 scores to having an opportunity like this one, and another phenomenal punt. A couple of good punts for Mater Dei today. Fresh set of downs for Dante Reese, who also has a touchdown pass in this game. Had an open man in Higgins there. Couldn't connect. He was looking for him. Sparks in coverage. The throw again here on 2nd down, and this one's a completion. Maybe a little more. Webb beat in coverage by Derek Cruz that time. The Folsom transfer, his first reception of the game, comes at a big moment for the Braves. It looks like a number of players just got tied up in the middle of the field there. Mater Dei came out on the less fortunate end of that situation. First down for St. John Bosco. Give to Phillips. Good for 9. He's helped out by that contact from behind that pushed him forward. Now just 2nd and 1 past midfield. Already under 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter of this one. Back to Phillips, plenty of room. One man to beat, can't beat him to the 30. Now Phillips, who was struggling to just find even a little bit of an opening, having a great fourth quarter. They'll hand it off to him again. Good for 7, and this second half for him has been impressive. We talked a lot in that conference championship game about the St. John Bosco offensive line, and they're true to form here as Phillips picks up another first down. They are just relying on the run game down the stretch here, trying to burn as much clock as they can, keep this Mater Dei offense off the field, and retake the lead at the same time. Noble in motion. Reese, I think he was trying to get it to the check down there. Didn't quite release from his block, and this is going to be a fullback dive. Dalen Sparks blows it up, and that makes it 3rd and long here for St. John Bosco. So how much does a field goal really help you if that's, I'm sure, from the coaching staff perspective, you'd much rather go for this depending on the yardage. But 3rd and 10 here for Reese. With time, extends, wide open man is Cruz. Touchdown St. John Bosco. Darren Cruz with a couple of big catches for the Braves on this drive. None more important than that one. Nice job by Reese, just stepping up in the pocket, finding a guy in space, and there was no one near him. Well, Caden Johnson was near him, but unfortunately misread the direction that Darren Cruz was going. Cruz finds the end zone. St. John Bosco will go for 2. So 7 minutes, 3 timeouts per team, depending on the outcome of this 2-point conversion. We'll see what situation we have. Phillips met in the backfield. 1-point lead holds for St. John Bosco. Obviously trying to make that a field goal lead. But a lead nonetheless. Phillips did not come close to the goal line on that 2-point attempt. So now Mater Dei has to answer. One of the downsides of coming off of a national championship year is you get the benefit of a tough schedule, and we're seeing that here in week 1. A couple of good teams battling out down the stretch. We'll start with a give to Williams. Defensive line for St. John Bosco still doing its part, just a gain of 1. Now from the gun for Bo. He pulls down with space up past midfield, decides not to slide. Somewhat scary, but an 18-yard rush for the senior quarterback, and he is just doing all he can to move the chains. Would like to see him target Mikey Carter a few more times. I know they targeted him heavily in the first half. We're not able to hook up as much as they would like to. Assuming that will improve as the season wears on here. Gain of 3 on first down. They're still trying to keep Williams involved in this running game. St. John Bosco trying to lean on their defensive line. They did get some rest after that long drive for Bosco as John Bowe finds Collins for a first down, the 3rd-string receiver. A couple of catches in this one. Back under center, and they go back that way. Picks up 8. Nice job staying ahead of the chains there. 2nd and 2 is a draw for Williams, and he does not reach the line to gain. Makes it 3rd and inches. Time just ticking away here in this game. I have a feeling that whoever ends up with the football last is going to come out on top of this one. 3rd and inches. The quarterback sneak has not been stopped so far today. Mater Dei goes back to it there. Fresh set of downs from the 20. Offset I. Carter at the bottom of your screen, Forwick at the top. It is a toss for Williams, who tries to cut it up, and there's just not much there. These toss plays on the perimeter. Such a boomer bust call. That's the 2nd time they've gone to it today. First one much more successful than that one, but 2nd and 11 now for Mater Dei. Carter going to motion over. Last play before the 2-minute warning. And they do find Carter here for a 1st down to make it 1st and goal. So 2 minutes left in this one. Mater Dei knocking on the door. Both teams 3 timeouts. It's going to come down to who can get the stop. Forwick motions over, but they end up giving it up the middle for Williams there. We saw them run play action off of that earlier in the game. Nice wrinkle to add in there. Picks up 4. 2nd and goal for Mater Dei. Sean Bowe looking out wide. We'll see who brought that down. It's Caden Grouts. Who else? Another big touchdown for the big tight end. What a start to his season. That one very much contested. A couple of defenders in the area, but it looked like Sean Bowe just liked the matchup of a defensive end on Caden Grouts, and that's the 2nd time they've caught St. John Bosco in a less than advantageous matchup for their defense. And they do collect a 2-point conversion, so we've got a 7-point ball game, 1.5 minutes, 3 timeouts. Could you ask for much more here in week 1? Certainly a different feel to this team this year than there was last year, but there is some juice. Mater Dei's defense will look to finish this game off in the last 1 minute and 23 seconds. We will see what Dante Reese has to say about that. Jace Phillips helping out with a couple of big runs in this 2nd half. But the wide receiver core of, this St. John Bosco team, kind of an unsung hero in this one. Jakari Wilson, Higgins, and that is who Reese was looking for there. That one of Reese's more dangerous throws, luckily overthrown there. 2nd and 10. Reese under pressure. Just gets rid of it. He was looking for Higgins once again. Hit as he was thrown, so a big opportunity for this Mater Dei defense here on 3rd and 10. Empty set for Reese. They've had great success from this empty look in this game. 3rd and 10. Reese has got time. Up top, incomplete. Not the time to overthrow a guy, and that's... You'd assume they're going for this with just 1 minute left in the game. They are. 4th and 10. Biggest play of the ball game coming at you right here. Jakari Wilson is pressed at the top of your screen. Webb loses his press at the bottom. 1st down, St. John Bosco. They go back to this press look. 2 high safeties on defense, and it's burned them a bunch of times today. Nathan Noble bouncing off of defenders. Actually gets bounced backwards for no gain. 2nd and 10. Reese trying to equalize. Under 1 minute. Downfield overthrown. Looking for Higgins again. These verticals, what they're doing is they're really just taking what Mater Dei has given them. Mater Dei running a lot of press man, and they're winning right now. St. John Bosco is winning off the line of scrimmage. Trying to take advantage of that. Reese downfield again, broken up. Incomplete, and now Reese on another 4th down. He's got another 4th down conversion. massive conversion, a pair of fourth down conversions. And Reese throws another pass that should have been intercepted. That one, he's gotten away with a couple. That one maybe the biggest. Jamison drops his second of the day. 2nd and 10. Reese from the pocket finds Jakari Wilson. Gain of 7 and now a timeout.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 from the 3. Pressure comes. Reese barely gets it out. Nico Watt, another transfer, almost had his first sack in a modern-day uniform. So now 4th and 3 from the 3-yard line. Play action for Reese, and he is sacked by Warbles. That will do it. Mater Dei will walk away from this one victorious, but a close match here at home against a division opponent with a completely different roster. You don't know what to expect, but Warbles does a nice job collecting the sack there on 4th and 3. An interesting call to run a play action that close to the goal line. That is going to do it. So St. John Bosco will start out 0-1. Mater Dei will start out 1-0. Barring any scooping scores here, that will likely be the final play of the game. But an interesting one from start to finish. Came down to the 3-yard line. Mater Dei will win it by a score of 29-22. Beginning the quest for another championship, a back-to-back championship. Obviously the goal this season. They will see this opponent very soon in week 3. Obviously on to another big-time test early in the year against Centennial. Caden Grouts absolutely stole the show on offense today. An outstanding performance from the transfer tight end. That will do it. It's been a pleasure from up here in the booth. I will see you in the next one. Until then.